So in this video, I have two recipes that can be done in your slow cooker and are done in just a few hours. Quick and easy, not that hard, very beginner friendly, and let's get going. So the first one I'm going to do is a mac and cheese recipe. So in my slow cooker here, I'm going to spray the inside with non-stick cooking spray. And then I'm just going to dump everything together and let it go. So we have evaporated milk, whole milk. I have the recipe will be linked for you in the description box. And then cream cheese, softened cream cheese. This is a mac and cheese with Kilbasa, by the way. Some Velveeta. The exact measurements will be in the recipe. Some ground mustard seed. Just dump it on in. And then sharp cheddar cheese goes in also. About, what is it, a pound? A pound of cheddar. And then par-cooked pasta. This I just cooked for like 6 minutes and drained it and cooled it with some cold water so that I could add it into the crock pot. And that way the pasta won't get too soft. And then I'm cooking mine on high for 2 to 3 hours. Oh, also butter. 6 tablespoons of butter. I almost forgot to put that in. So I just put it in right at the end. So after I let this cook for a while, then it's time to get the kielbasa ready. If you don't want to use kielbasa, you can just use hot dogs too. Okay, so I have this package. I could have actually used 2 in this recipe, but oh well, I'll do that next time. So I'm just gonna first put these into big chunks here, and then I'll cut each chunk in half. Okay, and then I'll go back through it again with a knife, making half moon shapes. And then those are getting ready. I'm also preheating a pan over about medium to medium high heat because I want to get a quick sear on these kielbasas. So if you don't sear the hot dogs or the kielbasa, then all this oil that comes off, see all the oil in there, that will end up in your mac and cheese. And you don't want to have greasy mac and cheese, right? So I really recommend to sear and render the hot dogs or kielbasa before you add it into the crock pot, because otherwise you're just going to have oily mac and cheese and it will not be good. So this step is very, very important. Please don't skip it, and it will just, you'll have much better mac and cheese as a result. So there's that. Okay, so then I just let it drain on paper towels for just a little bit. And here's the mac and cheese all done after, I'd say 2.5 hours. So it needs to be stirred a couple times during the cooking process. Just go in there like once an hour and give it a nice stir so that everything gets a chance to melt down properly, and it all comes together a lot better that way. So at this point, it's done. There's nothing else to add to it. The kielbasa was the last thing I had to do, and I'm just stirring it one last time and making sure. See, it's mostly just the pasta. It needs one more kielbasa, but it's okay. And then I just ate mine with a little side salad, and that was dinner. Really easy peasy. Okay, next one I'm making is Mississippi meatballs. So I'm halving this recipe. So I'm using just 1 pound of ground beef, some Parmesan cheese, some breadcrumbs. And again, I will type out this recipe in the description box. Some Italian seasoning. And then Worcestershire sauce. Does anybody call this the dub sauce? It's a lot easier that way. And then this is a couple cubes of frozen garlic that I just kind of defrosted in the microwave and I'm putting those in. Some diced onion. These were frozen also. That is such a time saver. Let me tell you, to dice up your own onion and prepare your garlic to be frozen, it is so much easier when you're going to make your meals. You can just get it right out of the freezer. You don't have to do any extra dicing or messing around with cloves of garlic. It's just so easy. So then I added one egg and then mixed it up. And then I'm just using this probably 2-ounce scoop. I don't know for sure, but a medium-sized scoop, and just scoop out your meatballs. And then I'm putting them into this nice hot pan here with a little bit of oil. I put just a little bit of canola oil. You just need enough just to help the meatballs really brown and sear on the outside. And you'll want to do this, turn them around, babysit them a little bit, and turn them around on each side. Like that. You don't want to slowly, you want this pan to be pretty hot because you want to sear them right away and just be done with it. You don't want them to cook any longer in the pan than you need to. So now, after I have the meatballs done, I'm letting them sit and cool, and now I'm getting the braising liquid ready. So I have 1 packet of au jus mix, and then I'm going to use half of this packet of ranch seasoning. And then 2 cups of beef broth. As you can see in my little picture here. I love this cup here. And then instead of pepperoncinis, which is what usually goes in Mississippi meatballs, I wanted to use banana pepper rings because my family kind of prefers the taste of those to the pepperoncinis. So that's what I'm doing. And then I just put in some of that liquid from the jar and then whisk it up, and that's it. And now it's time to just get these cooking. So add the seared meatballs to the crock pot. Okay, and then I added just a little bit of the braising liquid to the pan to scrape up any of those extra bits. And then I add the rest of the braising liquid to the crock pot. And then I poured in what was the drippings from the pan too. And then I'm just going to add in some of these banana peppers, but feel free to use pepperoncinis if you want. This is just what we like to use. And put the lid on it, and then I did it on high for about 3 hours, I believe. Okay, and then this is the side dish I'm doing is roasted garlic mashed potatoes. So I just halved 1 head of garlic, and then I put a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper, and then I'm wrapping it into a piece of foil. And then I put it into a 400-degree oven, and then that will roast for about 40 minutes. Okay, so after the meatballs are done, check the temperature, make sure they're at 165 internally. And then I'm going to remove all of the meatballs out of the crock pot because I'm going to be adding in a little cornstarch slurry to thicken the sauce. So I'm just putting these into a little bowl, setting that aside. And then here's the cornstarch slurry, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to 2 tablespoons of cold water. You want to use cold water when doing a cornstarch slurry because that's how you do it. And then I just put it in. I did add just a touch more cornstarch though, to be honest, and then about a half a cup of heavy cream to the crock pot. And then I stir that up also with my whisk and just let it thicken up. It's not going to be a really thick gravy, by the way. It's going to be between like a sauce and a gravy. So, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm just going to finish up my mashed potatoes here. I have about 4 or 5 Yukon Golds here that I boiled. And I put them back into the hot pan so that a lot of the water can evaporate off of the potatoes. We don't want wet mashed potatoes. So after I let them sit in the hot pan for a couple minutes, then I add in some butter, and here is a beautiful roasted garlic. It was perfect. It was so good. It comes out kind of sweet, actually. Just a little bit. But it's perfect. And then, you know, that's pretty much all she wrote. Then you just spoon out your Mississippi meatballs over your potatoes. Just like that. Along with a little bit of gravy. A little extra gravy. These were delicious. They gave just a little bit of a tang from the banana pepper liquid. And it was really delicious. All right, so that's it. Those are the two recipes that I wanted to share, what I made in my crock pot. And the Mississippi meatballs were really good. I've never had that before, so I thought it would be kind of fun to experiment with some different flavors. And it was good. It didn't disappoint. It was really good with the mashed potatoes, or you could do rice or buttered noodles if you want. But I think personally that the mashed potatoes would be the best option. It's my dog with the gravy. Well, it's not. And it's not a super thick gravy, by the way. It's like somewhere between a sauce and a gravy. So just food for thought. But and then the mac and cheese and kielbasa, that was my son's request, and everybody really liked it. It was really great and a little different from the regular hot dogs that we would have with mac and cheese. So please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. That helps with YouTube pushing my videos out to everybody, which is good. I need the views. And I post new videos every week, one or two. I don't know what days, but every week for sure I'm here with new videos. So see you guys next week, next video. Bye.